Hey everybody, it's Drake here from Loosewire Productions, and welcome to Unaimed Games, the show where we play a completely random game and give you an in-depth look at it. And today we are playing Scrap Mechanic. Now, I've seen a lot of questions about this online. I've seen a lot of negative comments, actually, and I think this really stems from a general lack of understanding about the game. I don't think people really know what this game is and what they're getting into until they buy it, and then they're upset. So we are going to try to cast a little bit of light on what this game is all about in this video and give people a really clear understanding of what they're buying. So first things first, I mean this in the nicest way. I mean this in a very positive way, but the game really does not have all that much going on. There's not a lot to it. The game is all about building cool things and then playing with said cool thing. Now, for some people, that's enough. For others, that will not be enough to fit the bill for this game. Both are really okay options. I definitely understand why some people are going to look at this and say, that is not enough content for me. Because there isn't a lot here. There's no survival mode. There's no objectives or point really to the game. The point is build cool thing, play with said cool thing, then build new cool thing. Like, there's not even like a grab this, build something to get this from here to here. There's nothing like that in this game. This game is all about just like right now we're building a buggy, and then you'll play with the buggy, and that's it. So, I mean, for some people that'll be enough. For other people, that will not be enough for this game. And I do understand both choices, because this game is fun to me, but I have a lot of people I know that this game would be incredibly boring to. Just like, for instance, I love editing. Editing is one of my favorite things in the world. But I also have been told multiple times that that looks like the most boring thing to do ever. And again, I totally get it. Different strokes for different folks. So we've made our little buggy here. And the reason I'm showing you this part of the game, usually I would just start out with the buggy, is because I really want you to see that is easily 50% of the game, probably more, is building your item, putting it together. And if that was boring for you, I know it was watching it, but technically, if you could put yourself in those shoes and feel that it was somewhat fun to do that just now, then you might enjoy this game. If you watched that and you were bored to tears, I cannot stress it enough. Do not buy this game, because this game is just not for you, and that's okay. I can't say that enough, that if you don't find this game entertaining, I'm not going to sit here and tell you should find it entertaining. It is for a certain type of person, the person who finds joy in figuring out a cool way to fix something, or to put something together, or take something apart. That is this game. This game still has a lot of features planned. They've said that they're planning a survival feature. And do I think the game needs it? Yes, I do. I think that I have played a lot of this game, but I'm also not your average player. I find it very fun to figure out how to get something to work well and look nice. But most players are not going to see that as a very interesting mechanic. There's no day-night cycle, as far as I can tell. I've played this game for almost 10 hours now, and it's never been nighttime, so I don't think there's a day-night cycle. There's no other mode but creative. That all being said, I don't think this game is perfect. I think there's a lot to this game that still needs to be implemented. For instance, there's not a lot of blocks to play with. If you just wanted to keep this game just creative, which I know they don't, but if you did, there's really not a lot here. I mean, you can't do everything you want to do with the blocks that are presented to you. You can figure out ways to make it look okay, but it's not going to be 100% perfect. The world that you're in is pretty stellar, although it makes very little sense. Like, there's this fence along the outside, and there's these things are found all throughout. I know there's some kind of backstory to it, but when you're just dropped into this world without having been given said backstory, it's very confusing. I would like a few more flat stretches in the game. There's a lot of mountainous areas. I know it doesn't appear so, but there's a lot throughout here. A lot of very, very, very mountainous areas, which is fun to figure out how, you put suspension on the car, and then, you can handle those mountainous areas a lot better and stuff like that. But I would like to be able to make just a super fast car and just have it go super straight, and you're not going to have anything like that when you have all these mountains like this. Very hills. I get hilly, not mountains, but there is a mountain, but lots of hills. I do enjoy this game. I can't say that enough, that I have played this game quite a bit, and I like it. If you are watching this and this, again, seems super boring to you, do not buy this game. At least at this moment. It is not your type of game, and that is okay. It really, really is. It's a game for people with a very technical mind at the moment. It might become more fun in a general sense later on, but at the moment this is it. What you've seen, what I've done here so far is it. You can build very technical things. You can build things like reaction wheels, and I've seen multi-staged rocket designs, and we'll get into some of that on this channel because I enjoy building that kind of stuff. But for the most part, probably your first 2, 3, 4 hours are going to be doing something like figuring out how to make a car that won't just tip right on over. Because, as you can see, I haven't tipped too much in this car. Your first little bit, you will tip all the time. All the time. Because your first instinct is to hop right in and gas this motor up to 50, right? But in the realistic world, you can't do that. You can't do that. The physics are just not going to allow it. One thing I really want to see out of this game that I think would be a lot of fun is if your car could take damage. You can do anything to this car, and it's not going to take any damage at all. And that's, I don't know, it's just a little bit, it doesn't bug me. It's just, it would be nice to have some kind of repercussion to that. One thing I think they really, 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 really need is an undo button. So we've linked this all together and done all this, but if I just delete this block, that is gone. That is off there now. And there's no way to get that back on. So we have to re-put this back on the lift and reattach all those wires. And not all of those, just that one wire. But that is kind of annoying. I would really like to just have an undo button so I could just instantly fix that. But those are just nitpicks. Really, if you've watched this video and you think this game seems like your kind of game, then I really have to say, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. You can do some amazing things in it. Not as many as Space Engineers. Space Engineers is probably... It's a lot better than this game, honestly. This game is good, but it's no Space Engineers. But it's a lot easier to pick up than Space Engineers as well. Like, you won't spend your first 10 hours of the game just trying to figure out, like, how you're going to build this spaceship, period. Like, you'll build stuff within the first hour, or first couple hours of the game, and you'll have fun with it. But again, it's not for everybody, and I am well aware of that. And Space Engineers is not for everybody, and I am well aware of that. If you liked Space Engineers or Medieval Engineers, then definitely give this game a try. Because it's going to be it's a lot more fun in the general sense. You're going to have more fun in this game. There is multiplayer. You're not going to be battling in multiplayer or anything like that. There are no weapons in the game of any sort. But nevertheless, this is a very, very fun game. I have enjoyed my time with it. If you enjoyed this video at all, I say give it a shot. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next week.